all of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them.
You don't have to experiment to know what it's about, you know?
So you're saying your music, in a sense, some of it's a warning?
Yes. Yes.
Tell me, I think people are curious how a guy, you've sold how many records?
28 million.
And made millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
How do you end up in here?
I think everyone who's watching knows how I ended up in here.
Well, the industry is full of homo hating ass. You know what I mean? It's like they got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play these.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executive dicks, and it's like there's too much of that going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my music.
The objective is to keep you blind. So along with the handcuffs in your arms, you got shackles on your mind. Seek and you shall find.
There is no Illuminati. It's just a joke. It's just something that crazy people talk about. There's no such thing as our side and God's side.
For years, you've heard the whispers. DMX died too young. His interviews kept getting scrubbed from the internet. The official story about his death never quite added up. The timing of his passing, right when he was speaking the most truth about industry corruption, felt convenient. Most people accepted the narrative. Troubled rapper, substance OD, tragic but predictable ending. But what if everything you were told was carefully constructed to hide the real story? DMX wasn't just another casualty of fame. He was a systematic target because he knew too much and said too much. When powerful people have billions at stake, heart attacks at 50 become very convenient. Interviews disappear. Evidence gets buried. Official stories get repeated until they become accepted truth. But now, with Diddy facing federal charges and Jay-Z's business empire under scrutiny, every crazy thing DMX said is being vindicated in real time. The question isn't whether DMX was eliminated. The question is how many other truth-tellers suffered the same fate to protect the same guilty parties. Tonight, we're going to show you the interviews they thought were gone forever. The mainstream media wants you to believe DMX was just another troubled rapper who couldn't handle fame. But what if I told you that everything DMX predicted about the music industry that is currently unfolding in federal courtrooms across America?
You don't have to experiment to know what it's about, you know?
So you're saying your music, in a sense, some of it's a warning?
Yes. Yes.
Tell me, I think people are curious how a guy, you've sold how many records?
28 million.
And made millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
How do you end up in here?
I think everyone who's watching knows how I ended up in here.
I don't know if they do.
I'm pretty sure they do. Anytime you get it, I'm pretty sure they do. You know, there's how do I end up in here? You know what? I'm gonna look at it in a positive light and say that I came here to meet somebody. Don't know who it was, but I'll know when I see him, and I came here to give him a message. And that message is Jesus loves him. You know what I'm saying? I came here to give him the word. That's why I'm here. Regardless of what it looks like, you know, regardless of what people think, that's why I'm here. I came here to meet somebody and tell them about the glory of God.
Listen to that calculated precision. DMX isn't rambling, he's connecting dots that took the rest of us decades to see. He's saying he went to prison because of someone's scheme, and now he needs to find other victims of that same scheme. Who had the power to orchestrate schemes that could land major artists in prison? Who benefited every time a rising star got sidelined? DMX is literally telling us that his incarceration wasn't random. It was strategic elimination by industry players who saw him as a threat. And notice how he mentions finding other victims. DMX wasn't just speaking about his own experience. He was building a case about systematic targeting of artists who refused to play the game. But here's where the story gets devastatingly specific. DMX had a phenomenal track record at Def Jam. His albums were moving units, his fan base was unshakable, and he was positioned to become one of the biggest artists of all time. Then Jay-Z got promoted.
Finish the album, shoot the video. What happened? Go on vacation and, you know, we don't know. What you mean you don't know? How do you listen to a whole album, pick a single, shoot a video, They don't know? Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition. You know, because at first you retire, you know, then get me off the label. Now you're back rapping again. Okay.
You hear that? DMX finished his 6th album, completed, recorded, ready to go, and suddenly the studio went silent. Jay-Z, who used to hit up DMX for everything, completely ghosted him the moment DMX's album was done. This wasn't artistic differences or scheduling conflicts. This was calculated sabotage. Jay-Z saw DMX's completed album and realized it would eclipse everything he was working on. So instead of competing fairly, he just made it disappear. Think about it. You finish your life's work, you're excited to share it with the world, and the person who was supposed to support you just erases your existence from the industry overnight. But DMX wasn't alone in recognizing this pattern. There's a shadow network of artists who've been fighting this system for decades, often at tremendous personal cost.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them. End quote.
We all love Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. Dave Chappelle has never been a part of the Illuminati. They don't want him or me or people like us.
Yeah.
But now it's not necessary for us to stir up that hornet's nest unless we intend to get stung 1,000,000 times. I didn't understand that. They had to sting me 1,000,000 times. I'm still not going to join, but I respect it a little more.
Katt Williams just confirmed everything. He's been fighting the same forces that targeted DMX, and he's been stung 1,000,000 times for refusing to compromise. He even mentions Dave Chappelle, another artist who walked away from massive money rather than sell his integrity. This isn't paranoia. This is pattern recognition by people who've lived inside the machine and seen how it operates.
Music business plays this Jedi mind trick on you, where the whole thing's set up to be rapacious and take advantage of your weakness. If you get success and you have leverage, they'll get out of your way because you're making them a lot of money. But the minute you're not making them as much money, then they step in and they start playing these Jedi mind tricks on you. We know what to do. You know, the public's gonna forget about you. I mean, I've heard all these things, like, you know, this kind of weird, like, yeah, you're in the room, but, you know, we're the arbiter of whether you can stay in the room. They do these 360 deals where it's like, if you get a perfume deal, if you, like, your whole world,
they own you.
We own a piece of your whole world. And fame is such a great quotient in American life now that you can see where kids would trade fame and give and be willing to give away like the profit part. Look no further than the deals that the record labels cut with the streaming services. They got into ownership equity deals with the streaming services. In an arrangement for them to have an equity position, they agreed to very low rates for the artist's music. But as Spotify and the other streaming services raise up in their equity position, the labels benefit. So the labels pimped out their own artists to take a greater equity position in a rising business.
One thing that did happen during the 60s was some music of an unusual or experimental nature did get recorded and did get released. Now look at who the executives were in those companies at those times. Not hip young guys. These were cigar-chomping old guys who looked at the product that came and said, I don't know. Who knows what it is? Record it, stick it out. If it sells, all right. We were better off with those guys than we are now with the supposedly hip young executives. And he's saying, well, we can't take a chance on this because it's just simply, that's not what the kids really want, and I know. You know, and they got that attitude. And the day you get rid of that attitude and get back to, who knows? Take a chance, you know, that entrepreneurial spirit where even if you don't like or understand what the record is that's coming in the door, the person who is in the executive chair may not be the final arbiter of taste of the entire population.
And here's the systematic proof of how the machine works. They don't just steal your music, they steal your entire life. 360 deals that give them ownership over everything you create, every dollar you earn, every decision you make. When DMX started exposing this system, he wasn't just threatening individual careers. He was threatening a multi-billion-dollar exploitation network that had been operating in plain sight for decades. But the rabbit hole goes much deeper than just financial exploitation. DMX was exposing something that most people weren't ready to accept: the spiritual dimensions of industry control.
Beyonce's ex-drummer of 7 years. She is seeking a restraining order against Beyonce. She's accusing her of dark magic, witchcraft, tapping into her phone bill, and basically controlling her finances, harassing her. She's saying the Beyonce camp is put up a huge harassment campaign against her, and it's overall witchcraft. She sought a restraining order in the past. It got denied, and she has another one scheduled for October 11th, but the internet is just like, what? Excuse me?
The things that the devil does, it's not so much a person, even though he acts through people. You know, you can't call one person the devil.
Joe Arpaio?
You know, you can't call any one person the devil. You can't do that because no one person has enough power to be the devil. You know? And, you know, it's through all these hardships that I realized that, you know what? This is God's country because I met the devil here. Because if I hadn't met the devil here, I wouldn't realize I was strong enough to overcome the obstacles that the devil would place in my path. And it's by overcoming these obstacles that I realized that this is God's country. Because he helped me get over these obstacles.
DMX understood that Diddy and Jay-Z weren't just business partners. They were running a complete system designed to spiritually compromise artists in exchange for success. What sounds like religious ranting is actually DMX decoding the spiritual contracts that artists sign without realizing what they're trading away. This is why his stance never changed, whether he was in prison or out. Once you see the spiritual battle behind the industry, you can't unsee it. DMX didn't just expose individual bad actors. He mapped out the entire system of how young artists get deceived, controlled, and exploited.
I think it's a conspiracy against me. You know, because in the absence of the truth will prevail. So as long as nobody out there spitting real, you know, you can come up with anything and it'll sell, you know what I'm saying? But once you put the truth out there, it's like people have something to compare everything else to. So, you know, you got a lot of people who are not really happy about the fact that, you know, my album is about to drop. You know, they're not really happy about, you know, Lord, give me a sign. And, you know, we in here and, you know, things of that nature. But you know what? If you want to rap or sing or whatever, don't become a part of the game. You know what? Listen to a song I called The Industry. And that pretty much explains, you know what I'm saying, what this is about. The industry. Man, it's not the same. The industry, it's not a game. The industry, real is dying to get in the industry just to find they don't fit in. The industry ain't what it used to be. The industry's trying to control the way you MC. They want you to dress like this and talk like that, but I'm going to dress like this and talk with the gap. The industry got y'all word meaning nothing. The industry, what you heard, because he's bluffing. The industry, money, hate, but I dare you to try to take a thing off my plate. The industry like, wait, but in the streets we like, get him. 17 up in that thing, catch him sleeping, hit him. My pop whoever's with him. The coroner's coming to get him. Industry.
This is investigative journalism disguised as street wisdom. DMX is explaining exactly how they target young, hungry artists with promises of fame and fortune, then trap them in contracts that legally enslave them for life.
The industry is full of a bunch of dick-sucking, dick-riding, bending over the desk ass straight up like that. Whoever don't like it, bring it, nigga. Bring it. I don't give a Bring it. Bring it.
Well, the industry is full of homo hating ass. I mean, it's like they got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play their
right.
And, you know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executive dicks, and it's like there's too much of that going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my music. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now they want you all up under this, you know, sitting at the going to dinner with them and like that, and you know, all that favor for a favor shit. I don't get down like that. Look, I give you the music, you give me my money. That's it.
A lot of the love I had for wanting to be a part of the industry is not there anymore. I don't even associate myself with the industry. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an industry artist. I'm an artist in the industry. You know?
And you've always stood alone, and you know, bloodline.
You're not gonna see me at every party, every industry party, all the clubs. I go somewhere quiet, man, shoot pool with me and my mans and them. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit I do. You know what I'm saying? My remote control cars, jump on the four-wheelers. You know what I mean? I ain't with all that in the club, throwing it up and all that. I ain't got time for that shit, man. And then you find yourself doing the same every day. What are you, alcoholic? You know what I mean? Come on, man. Give it a break, man. Live a little, you know what I mean? I play with my kids, man. I play with my toys, I play with my dogs, man. You know what I'm saying? We go somewhere, shoot pool. We do what the we do. I mean, that's why you see us in places that you don't normally see. They're like, damn, why you here? Well, I'm here because why are you here, You here playing video games? Right then. You know what I mean?
These had the nerve to tell me one time, I said, yo, why I can't have 2 videos playing at the same time? Oh, because we don't want your videos to compete with each other. But then I turn on the TV, I ain't gonna say no artist names, but they got 3 videos back to back.
Exactly.
I'm like, you feeding me and you sucking these dicks all crazy, man. What's wrong with you? Yo, I had to punch one nigga in his face up there, man. After that, I was like, I'm not going to the office no more.
Is that how it went down?
Yeah. Cause I don't, I'm a grown-ass man, and I ain't got time to be playing no kid games, man. So once I see I'm not dealing with a man, and he disrespects me, I'm breaking his jaw.
And here's the most damaging revelation. DMX exposed the exploitation that was happening years before the Diddy allegations surfaced. He's describing a systematic culture where career opportunities were directly tied to submission. Everyone was on Diddy's payroll, so nobody had the courage to speak out, except DMX. He was willing to sacrifice his career to expose what was really happening behind closed doors.
Now we get down. Man, niggas know they don't with me. Niggas talk like they want to. I'm good. Nigga ain't even got within 2 feet with a knife. You can't be serious. Nigga ain't even tried to. Out of here, man. No, y'all when it's bigger than rap. Bigger than rap. And you know who the f I'm talking to. You only alive because of me. You only alive because of me, you faggot. Yeah, remember Chicago. That's all I'm gonna say, Lo. Remember Chicago. You only alive because of me. Out of here.
Who are you talking about, dog?
He know what I'm talking about.
Let's go.
What I'm talking about. He knows who the f I'm talking about. Chicago. Same flight. You know who the f I'm talking about, nigga. You only alive because of me. You seen them 10 trucks parked in front of the airport? That wasn't for you, that was for me. You'd have got found in the back of one of them. I'll let you live.
You can hear it in his voice. They feared him. DMX wasn't just another artist who could be controlled or silenced. He was a street prophet with nothing to lose and everything to expose. That fear is what ultimately sealed his fate. But here's what makes DMX's story prophetically relevant to what's happening today, with Diddy's federal charges and industry-wide investigations.
You gotta talk through the crack in the door? Cause you in there with a minor? You in there with a minor? You gotta talk through the crack in the door? You ain't got enough respect to talk to nigga face to face? And I'm here because of you? Nigga, fuck you. You nigga. You!
DMX was specifically calling out the predatory behavior toward M's like Justin Bieber and Usher. He said Jay-Z and Diddy were in awkward positions, meaning they had compromising information on each other that kept them both in line.
We don't honor the scout that would tell us who it is. Matter of fact, when they get him, we're gonna go, I could have told you that was gonna happen. They're telling too much truth. That's how all cases are handled, right? So what am I saying? I'm saying if it's car theft and we're going to accuse you of having a carjacking ring, right? We're going to begin by bringing in people that we caught who were robbing cars, who said that you was the boss. They're first in line.
Katt Williams explains the systematic silencing perfectly. Arrest one person, pressure 5 others, and the rest fall in line through fear. That's exactly what happened to DMX. They made an example out of him to terrorize other potential whistleblowers into silence. But they couldn't erase everything he said. Some of his warnings survived.
The industry, man, it's not the same. Doesn't have to do with talent, it's about playing the game. The industry, real is dying to get in. The industry, just to find they don't fit in. The industry ain't what it used to be. The industry is trying to control the way you MC. They want you to dress like this and talk like that. But I'm going to dress like this and talk with the bat. The industry got your word meaning nothing. The industry, what you heard because he's bluffing. The industry, money, hate, for that day to try to take a thing off my plate. The industry like, wait! But in the streets, we like, get 'em. 17 up in that thing. Catch him sleeping and hit him. The industry, if you ain't got a strong mind, the industry will break you down. It's a matter of time. The industry, vultures with nothing to feast on. See me? I'm getting my beast on. The industry, stay in the dirt, play in the dirt. Test the wrong one in the industry and you will get hurt. I'm not an industry artist. I'm an artist in the industry. So I do what the I want because nobody can finish me. The industry, wanted, dead or alive, new artists to sell their souls in the way they survive. The industry don't give a about you, but the industry couldn't make a dime without you. The industry, I'm sick of this industry. The industry playing them like a industry. She tried to finish me quick, but I am long, so I stand strong. The beat, listen to the words in the damn song. I only know how to speak the truth, you know what I'm saying? So I got a little short joint I'm gonna hit you with, you know what I'm saying? And it basically reflects on my relationship with the industry. This is what it is. Often, my words fall on deaf ears. My be listening, but don't hear. Talking to a nigga, he be sitting right here. I be like, where you going? Nigga be like, yeah. Thank you.
And there's his final warning. A man who knew his time was running out, leaving one last message for anyone willing to listen.
Some information came to me and I saw some things, official paperwork that stated what Earl Simmons.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't a
wow.
What I will say, and all I can say, is that he got the he tested positive for virus. And it was stated that he had passed away from the effects of what happened to him.
Wow. So let me ask you this. Why do you think that they're blaming it on?
Well, I don't understand what is the purpose if someone actually allegedly died, or from a reaction to the why instantly throw addiction on it? Why would you go back to one of his demons and throw that on it and make that be the narrative, even though records allegedly are now saying very different?
Well, I do know in certain situations now, with people expiring due to corruption, there's a financial attachment in certain cases. So you can have your final request handled financially by the government in certain situations if it's proven that you passed via.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's part of it. I
have no idea.
I can't speak anything to that. But that's crazy.
Allegedly, that handled him didn't work at the hospital, and none of the staff had ever seen them before.
What?
This interview was 3 years before the Diddy scandal exploded into mainstream news. DMX was warning people about industry elimination tactics, while everyone else was still pretending these were just conspiracy theories. They said it was an OD. They said it was a vaccine reaction. But knowing what we know now about systematic targeting of industry whistleblowers, doesn't DMX's death look suspiciously convenient for people who had billions of dollars at stake?
We make the moves that break the rules. A fool and his money are soon parted, so we take from fools. If and when you ever fall down, get back up. Drop some, stop fronting, pick that back up. Stand for something or fall for everything. Wait for the right pitch or miss with every swing. In the absence of the truth, prevails. That's what they did. Around and threw truth in jail. The objective is to keep you blind. So along with the handcuffs on your arms, they got shackles on your mind. Seek and you shall find, accepting failure is the only crime. Fall down 8 times, get up 9.
DMX was trying to save the next generation of artists from falling into the same traps. Street sources believe this message was specifically for Biggie Smalls because DMX already knew how Diddy and Jay-Z operated.
No, it ain't about believing. It's about loving what you do and doing what you do with a pure enjoyment of knowing that you're the best at what you do.
Okay.
Yo, couldn't nobody fuck with me then? Couldn't nobody fuck with me now, yo? Can't be serious, dog. Can't nobody fuck with me with this rap shit.
DMX knew he was untouchable as an artist. His connection with fans was too genuine, his talent too raw. That's exactly what made him so dangerous to the controlled industry system.
First meeting I ever had, I was like, we gotta sign DMX, and they laughed at me. I remember when I left the office, Tina Davis said, she knew what I wanted to sign DMX. She said, if DMX don't sell, your ass is fired. Jay and Dame did not believe in DMX. Jay would be like, you think he's better than me? And I'd be like, he's nice just like you. I said, if you look in the hood, there's less of like you and more like him. Yeah, but he don't want to live that. He's depressing, Gotti. And I said, I don't give a f. So Jay used to watch me grind with X, and he was off with the Hitman. And then something strange happened when I made Get At Me Dog. If you remember at the beginning of the video, it's the heartbeats, DMX, live at the tunnel. Y'all don't even remember the tunnel. Funk Master Voice, and then I put that sound bite. Let's take it back to the streets, mother.
Irv Gotti confirms the timeline. As soon as Jay-Z became CEO of Def Jam, DMX got pushed out. It wasn't a coincidence. It was the systematic elimination of someone who refused to be controlled.
I only met him once. Well, you know, Locks got signed before I did. Even though I bought the Locks to our riders, you know, they got signed. They were a safer group. You know, Pop signed them. And it was a blessing and a curse because they were sure they were happy about getting signed first, and they were on the Benjamins and shit was going. But then he made them jiggy and put them in suits and made them write lyrics for him and took all that publishing and raped them. Like, damn. I'm glad I didn't, you know.
Was out here. They was here yesterday and they said they didn't get no money.
They didn't say they didn't get no money.
The Locks.
They said they felt that at this point in their career that it doesn't make sense. They feel like you get more money.
So I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna tell you what I got.
Work.
I'm gonna tell you what I got. Let's ask you. Let's remove me and the Locks. Me and you in the business deal. I meet you when you coming up. You want me to invest in you. You know what I'm saying? You a new company. I invested in D Block. You know what I'm saying? I'm investing in you. You a new company. At the end of the day, here come the splits. Out of the money, you get over $1.5 million. And I get 400 or under $400,000. That's it, New York. They got over $1.5 million. And I got
This was back then?
No, this is everything to date. They got 1.5 million.
The whole career?
They got for the albums they put out. These remember, they the streets. They not making no #1 top 10 pop records. They the streets. So they sitting here crying like I got more money. That's the money that I got. I'm divulging. I don't even speak my information on the street. I will never, ever do this again.
Honestly, just because I let you get some of that specifics in. We didn't really get into too much of the specifics yesterday. I guess just the point that they came up here was, you know, they might be misinformed. I don't know, yes or no, about how much exactly it is. But either way, they have been, they say, trying to get out of this publishing deal for 10 years.
Check this. Okay. If you check this out. If you yourself, you invest in AT&T.
Right.
Okay?
No, I get it.
No, you invest in AT&T. AT&T, they ain't even start making phones. Then AT&T, whatever years later, say that they want your shares back. But there's no reason. They just say that they just want their shares back. Or even better, you buy a house. You go and you buy a house on set in Harlem. You go buy the house. And
I mean, I get it. You invest and you want to
Yeah, but I'm saying it doesn't. So they've been calling, knock on the door saying they want their house back. They had sold their house. They didn't even sell a house. To be honest, they came up here and they're portraying in New York that they sold a house. I don't own their house. Puff does not own 50%. Puff owns 20%. I don't never divulge my information or my business, but it's just the fact that this is just so crazy. And I'm just, it's not even worth it. This is not even worth it to me.
Right.
So out of the house that I bought, I don't even own the house. I just invested in the ground floor. So now you say, just give me the ground floor back just because. I could see if it was what they were saying. They came up here and cried to New York They cried broke. They used the word slavery. Over $1.5 million in slavery, and I get 400. That's slavery. There's people that are really feeling like they working in the streets. Streets keep it real. There's people that are struggling, and they up here crying. Stop whining, man.
And here's the pattern. DMX exposed how Diddy trapped the LOX with exploitative contracts, took their publishing, and compromised them. When they tried to escape for 10 years, Diddy made their lives hell until they gave up. The same system that destroyed the LOX was being used against every artist who showed too much independence.
X is about to go on, and I'm like, you know, I want to see. I got like
X
a little
before you.
X is going before me. And then he goes, and the arena goes crazy. First of all, it's deafening, and I'm like, oh. He has a thing like a Alizé and Hennessy mixed. It looks like blood. It's like he's drinking blood, right? And he's running back and forth. 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. Halfway through the show, then he takes his shirt off. All the girls are screaming, ah!
And the chain, the dog chain.
Yeah, the dog chain, and then he's going nuts, right? And I'm like, first the guys are going crazy. Now the girls are going crazy. And then he gets to the end and he starts a prayer.
Oh my God.
And now they're crying.
Yeah.
The whole arena is crying. And I'm like, they're like, hey, now you go.
Even Jay-Z admitted that DMX was a threat to his position. This wasn't speculation. This was documented acknowledgement that DMX's success and independence were seen as existential threats to Jay-Z's carefully controlled empire. DMX didn't just predict the future, he tried to prevent it. He warned about systematic exploitation, sue-all compromise, financial servitude, and industry elimination tactics years before federal investigators started connecting the same dots. His interviews weren't erased because he was wrong. They were erased because he was completely right. Today, as federal agents raid Diddy's properties and industry executives start flipping on each other to save themselves, every word DMX spoke is being vindicated in real time. The interviews they tried to erase are surfacing like evidence in a court case. The patterns he exposed are being confirmed by federal investigations. The warnings he gave are proving to be prophetically accurate. DMX sacrificed his career, his freedom, and ultimately his life to expose a system that most people weren't ready to believe existed. He was called crazy, paranoid, and bitter by an industry that desperately needed people to believe those lies. But here's what should make you think. If DMX was just a troubled rapper making up stories, why did Diddy and Jay-Z work so hard to have his interviews scrubbed from the internet? What were they so afraid people would hear? If DMX was lying about the industry's systematic exploitation, why are we now seeing federal prosecutors building cases using the exact same patterns and methods he described years ago? But truth has a way of surfacing eventually. And now, as the empire he warned us about crumbles in real time, we can finally see DMX for what he really was. Not a troubled rapper, but a prophetic whistleblower whose warnings are still saving lives today. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out on any new videos. And until then, fam, keep it real.